Hey guys, I'm going to go through your division unit test review and work through all these problems so that you have a better idea on how to work the test tomorrow. All you'll have to do tomorrow is click on the link and it should pop up where you don't even have to type in a code. You just select your name and then turn it in. You do need to send me a picture of your scratch paper that you use for your test, so you can either text it to me or you can email it, and all that information is in Google Classroom. Okay, so let's get started. All right, which of the two of the following numbers are greater than 56.4 and less than 87.6? So what I like to do is I like to say greater than 56.4 and less than 87.6. And I like to list my numbers so that I can look at them all nice and lined up, because it's a lot easier for me. That's just my personal opinion, but you do what works for you. That way I can see them all nice and lined up, and I line the decimals up. So I just go through and I look at this first and I say they have to be greater than 56. So 92 is greater, 33 is not, 73 is greater, 46 is not, and 85 is greater. And then I come down here and they said it has to be less than 87. Well, that's less than 87, and that's less than 87. 92 is not less than 87, so it's going to be 73.5 and 85.4. Now this next one, I don't know if you could tell, but you know, if there's not a mistake, then it's not a Miss Bain work. So it says which expanded form is the difference of the expression. I was supposed to put an expression here, but I didn't. So all you're going to do is you're going to pick whichever one of these is written correctly in expanded form. So let's look. So that's 56, 50 plus 6. That 8 is in the tenths place, but it has it in the hundredths. So that is not correct. This is 235, 200 plus 30 plus 5. The 8 is in the tenths place and the 1 is in the hundredths. So that is going to be our answer, okay? This says, what is the difference in the value of the 4 in this number compared to the value of the 4 in this number? Now, this one's a little tricky than normal because you can see that these two choices have this number first and this number second. And these two choices have this number first and this number second. So my best advice to you is I would go through and I would work both of them out and see which one is going to be correct in the number 4. Okay? So we're looking at the 4s. Well, we know when it's backwards like that, it's 1/100th. And you can see that those do not equal that. This 4 is going to be a regular 100, so it's going to be this last one right here. Okay, moving on. We are comparing decimals. You already know what I want you to do. I want you to stack those decimals. It doesn't take very long to stack them. And you're going to line them up by the decimal, okay? And then if you have blanks, you put zeros. So 5, 0, 5 is bigger, so this is going to be greater than. Same thing for this, 97.24, 9.724. Add my zeros. This one is bigger, so that is greater than. And the next one is I cannot write today, 1.134 and 113.4. So you see, I've used all the same numbers, but the decimal placement is what is going to determine if it's greater than or less than. So that's going to be less than. All right, we're going to go to number 5 now. Edward made $3,024 mowing yards over the summer. If he charged $63 for each lawn, about how many lawns did he mow? So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can divide it. This is what they really want you to do. But if you're like me and you don't like to do this long division, you can totally do it, kind of work it backwards, and you can multiply to try to get your answer, which is something that I like to do. So you can say 63 times each one of these, and see which one comes out to be 3,024. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to say, I want to make sure you can see me. We're going to say 63 times 48. We're going to say 3 times 8 is 24. Carry my 2s. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 2 is 50. Placeholder, mark out something I don't need. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 1 is 25. So we're going to say 4, 2, 10, 3. So we got 3,024. That's our answer. So our answer is going to be 48. Okay. So the next one. A farmer has a total of 5,460 ears of corns. What expression represents the total number of ears of corn? So all you're going to have to do is solve each one of these and see which ones equals 5,460. So I'm just going to start with the first one right here. And I'm going to say 84 times 65. That's going to be 20. That's 40 plus 2 is 42. Placeholder, mark out what we don't need. That's 24. It's 48, 49, 50. That's going to be 0, 6, 4, 5. That is exactly the right number. So that's going to be our answer for that one. Okay, on to the back. Here we go. It says match the expression to the correct answer. So, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little sick. Personally, my opinion is you want to do the easy stuff first, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then whatever's left, I always do the division. Okay, so we're going to do this first. So we're going to say 2.75 plus 3.96. It's going to be 11, 17, 6. So 6.71, so that's going to be the second one. And then we're going to say 2.75 times 3.9. And remember, when we're multiplying our decimals, we do not line them up. So that's going to be 45. 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 4 is 67. That's 18. Plus 6 is 24. Placeholder, mark out things I don't need. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. I'm going to add that. That's 5. That's 12. That is 7. And that is 10. And I have 1, 2, 3 numbers behind the decimal. So it's going to be 10.725. So that is the first one. And then I'm going to do my subtraction. 2.75 minus 1.83. 5 minus 3 is 2. I can't say 7 minus 8, so I'm going to borrow. 17 minus 8 is 9, and that would be 0, so it's going to be 0.92. So that is how you solve those. All right, the next one, we are rounding to the nearest thousandths place. So it's 3 places after the decimal, so we are going to underline the 7 and look at the 8. 8 is strong, so it's going to turn that 7 into an 8. So your number is going to be, okay, these are going to be drop-down menus. So you're just going to click it, and then you'll have like a couple of answers, and you have to pick the right one. Nearest tenths, that's going to be the 5, looking at the 2. And the 2 is weak, so the 5 is going to stay the same. All right, again, like before on the first page, if you don't like long division, if you don't want to work out these problems with the division, you do not have to. You can definitely check them with multiplication and see if they are right or not. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 127 times 43. And I'm going to do 21, and that's 6. Plus 2 is 8. That's 3. Placeholder, mark out what I don't need. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. 4 times 1 is 1. Plus 1, 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. That is 1, 16, 4, 5. So 5, 4, 6, 1. 5, 4, 6, 1. That is true. Let's do the next one. Let's say 39 times 23. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 2 is 11. placeholder, mark out what I don't need. 2 times 9 is 18, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That is 7, 9, 8. That is not correct, so that is false. Last one is going to be 54 times 68. 4 times 8 is 32. That's 40 plus 3 is 43. Placeholder, mark out what I don't need. 6 times 4 is 24. That's 30 plus 2. 2, 7, 6, 3. So that is true, okay? That's all you've got to do for that one. Again, here we go. This is a division problem. They want you to divide 1,462 by 86 and see which one you get. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go backwards and do multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 86 by each one of these and see which one gives me 1,462. So let's do that. Let's say 86 times 15 and see if it gives me 1,462. It's 30, 43, placeholder, 6, 8, 0, 9, 12. That does not give me that. 86 times 16, it's 36, that's 48, 49, 50, 51, placeholder, 6, 8, 6, 7, 13, that is not correct. 86 times 17, that is 42, 56, which would be 60, placeholder, mark out what I don't need. 6, 8, 2, 6, 14, 1462. So 17 is the correct answer. Okay. All right. Moving on, we have a simple addition, decimal addition. So you need to make sure that you are lining up your decimals when you're adding this. It's 562.84 plus 18.27. You noticed I lined up my decimals and not my numbers, so I have a blank, so I'm gonna add a 0 in there. So 4 plus 7 is 11, carry the 1. That is 11, carry the 1. That is 11, carry the 1. That is 8, and that is 5, and we're gonna bring our decimal down. So 581.11. Make sure, I can't remember if this is a drop down or if this is a multiple choice or a type in. If it is a type in, please make sure that you use the decimal in the correct location, okay? All right, the next one. Karen spent $46.98 on goodie bags. If there were 18 kids in the room, how much did each goodie bag cost? So this is a division problem, but again, you can do the multiplication if you wanted to. I'm going to work this one out with division just to show you because it has a decimal in there. So I'm going to say 46.98, and we're going to divide that by 18. So when we're doing this, because there's a decimal inside the division bar, you're just going to bring it straight up and we're going to start dividing. Can 18 go into 4? No, it cannot. Okay, 18 can't go into 46, so let's see how many times. 18 plus 18. All right, I think it's going to go over, but I'm just going to double check it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So 18 can go into 46 2 times without going over, and that's 36. That is 1, 0, and bring down my 9. Okay, so 18 into 109. So I'm going to keep adding 18 until I get to 109 or close to it. Remember, it cannot go over. So that's going to be 7. Add it again. It's 90. It's 5. 18. That's 108. Okay, I can't get any. If I go again, oh, I didn't mean to put it there. If I go again, I'm going to go over. So it's going to go in there 6 times, and that's 108. That's 1, 8. 18 can go into 18 one time. So my answer is going to be $2.61. Okay. All right. Simple multiplication, a 3-digit times a 2-digit. So we're going to say 672 times 43. We're going to say 621. 18 plus 2 is 20. Placeholder, mark out what I don't need. That's 8, 28. That's 24, 25, 26. That is 69882. So that's going to be 228,896. Okay. Again, tomorrow I can't remember if it's a type in or a drop down or whatever it is. If it is a type in, make sure you're putting the comma in the correct space. And if you're scared about where the comma goes, just don't even put a comma. Just write all the numbers together. Since it's a whole number, it's fine. All right, so this is a little tricky. A lot of kids had trouble with this today. This is powers of 10, but dividing. So we've done this before. You just haven't had it in a while. So we're going to say 85.6, and we're dividing by 10 to the third. So, you know, powers of 10, when it's like times 10, you jump to the right. Division is the opposite. You're going to jump to the left, and you're going to start at the decimal. So I'm going to start at this decimal. I'm going to jump 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So this is my new number. So it's going to be that last one. The next one is 856. Now, this is a whole number, and our decimals are at the end of every whole number. 100 is the same as saying 10 to the second because there's 2 zeros, okay? So we're going to jump 2 times from the decimal, 1, 2. So now our decimal is after the 8, so that's going to be the first one, which leaves the last one. I am going to work it out for you. That is a whole number. So our decimal's at the end, and it's 10 to the 4th, and we're dividing, so we're jumping to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is that right there. And remember, the zeros don't matter. Okay. Getting close to the end. This one right here. Which 2 sentences are true about rounding? So all you have to do is work out every single sentence, and you will discover which one is not true. So 56.84 rounded to the nearest tenths is 56.90. So let's see. That is not correct because that would have to be a 5 or more. So that is not correct. 94.2 rounded to the nearest whole number is 95. That is not correct. 2 is weak. It can't change that 4. 56.742 rounded to the nearest hundredths is 56.74. That is correct because 2 is weak, so that 4 is going to stay the same. So that is one of our answers. 9.627 rounded to the nearest tenths is 9.630 thousandths. Nearest tenths, that would be 9.6. So that is not correct. And 85.314 rounded to the nearest whole number is 85. That is correct. So it is the third one and the last one. All right, this next one is very similar to our morning work last week. If Kenny bought some candy, chips, and cookies, how much money did he spend? So all you have to do is add up all the stuff that he bought. So he bought candy, which was $1.50, and he bought chips, which was $1.38, and some cookies, which was $1.26. That's 14. That's 11. And that's 4. So he spent $4.14. Okay. The next one, if Brittany bought candy and 2 waters and paid with $10, how much change would she get back? So we have to add up her candy, which is $1.50, and 2 waters. So I'm going to put that down twice. I'm going to add that up. That's 2, 11, 2, 4, 6. That's how much she spent, but she paid with a $10 bill. So we're going to have to subtract that. So make sure that you're putting 10.00 to represent your $10 and change. Mine is 612. You're going to have to go all the way across to borrow. That's going to be a 0. That's going to be a 9. That's going to be a 9. And that's going to be a 10. And then you just subtract like always. It's going to be $3.88. I believe these are multiple choice. All All right, this next one is definitely going to be a drop-down menu. You're just putting this number in expanded form. It's going to be 5 times 10, 6 times 1, 8 times 1/10, 2 times 1 100th, and 7 times 1 1,000th, okay? This next one is decimal relationships, and all we're doing is we're stacking our numbers. So we've got 628 and 286, and I'm going to stack them twice because we're comparing them twice. Okay, so the first one, we're comparing the 8. Start here in there. That is backwards 10, so that is 1/10. The next one, we're comparing the 2. That is also a backwards 10, so it's also 1/10, okay? The next one, Billy wants to buy a new bike for his younger brother. The bike costs $75. He has $48.13. How much more money does he need? All you're doing is subtracting, so we're going to say $75, okay, minus $48.13. Again, you're going to have to go across to the 5 to borrow. It's going to be 7, 8, and you can't say 4 minus 8, so you're going to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6, and 6 minus 4 is 2. It's going to be $26.87. And we are on to the last two problems. Which 3 expressions equal 53,000? Okay. This one for sure, because it has those 3 zeros. This one, if I jumped 3 times, that would give me 1, 2, 3. That's just 2 zeros. If I jumped 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm jumping 4 times, that would give me 3 zeros. This is a whole number, so my decimal's at the end, so I would jump 3 times, and that would give me 3 zeros. Moving on to the next one. So if the classroom is 56 inches by 35 inches, how big does an area rug need to be to cover the whole floor of the classroom? So we're talking about an area rug inside the classroom. It's going to cover the whole thing. So we're talking about the area of the classroom. So we're going to be multiplying. So we're going to say 56 times 35, just some double-digit multiplication. That's 30. 25 plus 3 is 28. Placeholder and mark out what I don't need. That's 18. That's 15 plus 1 is 16. 0. 16, carry the 1. That's 9, and that's 1. So your answer is going to be 1,960. So I hope this review helped. Good luck on your test tomorrow. Make sure you've turned in your morning work and your homework for this week. And make sure to take a picture of your scratch paper and either text it to me or email it to me. Bye, guys.